Welcome into Folsom Field, ladies and gentlemen, the site of the Colorado Buffaloes' 27-24 loss to the USC Trojans. I'm Andrew Haubner here with two of BSN's best, Ryan Koenigsberg and Jake Shapiro. And guys, this was certainly one of those that came so close. It was about to get over the hump. You thought it was going to happen, and Colorado just wasn't able to do it. What went wrong in that second half for the Buffaloes?
It was the script, It's just that's what it is. That's the 2015 season, and that's how it goes now. They have opportunities to win a game. They finally took that two-score lead that we talked about. It just was the wrong time. They got that lead early. They fought. Cade Apsay, his numbers look nice, but the fact is that he wasn't necessarily able to avoid pressure in the same ways that Sefo Lufau does, and that's not to take away from what he did. He's thrown in there at the last second and asked to do a lot as a quarterback, and he did a great job. The touchdown pass to Nelson here on the goal line was a beautiful pass. He was very confident in his throws, and he made some good plays. But eventually the USC pressure was just too much for the offense to handle. And on the other side of the ball, eventually the talent's going to start making plays, and that's how it went.
So in the post-game press conference, Apsay, when asked how he thought his performance was, he said, if I had to grade myself, I would give it an average of a C. Shap, do you agree with a C performance for Cade Apsay tonight?
Well, I haven't seen Cade Apsay play that well. I don't know if you guys have, so I would give Cade Apsay probably a B+ or an A-. Cade Apsay played pretty well in this game, especially under the circumstances, coming in as a backup surprise. It seemed like he was prepared, and honestly, he should have been because of Sefo Lufau kept taking the hits. Surprisingly, as he said, shocking that Sefo Lufau actually came out of the game, and credit to USC for actually hitting him that hard because Sefo Lufau has battled through everything. But Cade Apsay came into this game, played pretty well. I think expectations will be higher as the games go along and he'll have more time to prep. But for this game coming in, not as the starter, as the backup, I'd give him probably an A-.
It was mentioned in the press conference, Sefo had a Liz Frank injury. He's going to be out 6 to 8 months. He's going to get surgery on that foot. But now with 2 games left, you have Cade Apsay, who was still Coach Mack said he wasn't concrete with him being the starter. You have Jordan Gerke beneath him, and you have Steven Montez and that possibility of burning that red shirt if the worst does happen. So what happens now with 2 games left and Sefo Lufau gone?
I can tell you that if Shap has to play quarterback, they will not burn Steven Montez's red shirt. It's too late in the season. There's nothing to be gained. You'll really see, Nelson Spruce, he can throw the ball a little bit. Like, they will not burn Steven Montez's red shirt this late in the season. But, I think McIntyre has to be fair to Cade Apsay, who came into this season as the backup quarterback. He had a hip injury, which kind of sidelined him and gave Cade a chance to excel, which he, to his credit, took.
Gerke had the hip injury.
Yes, sorry, yeah. Did I say?
I think you said Cade.
Okay, sorry.
You said it wrong.
Gerke had the injury, and Apsay, took that opportunity and surpassed him. But like I said, with Gerke being the more experienced quarterback, you have to give him a chance this week to show what he can show in practice. I have a feeling they'll probably go with Apsay because, like we talked about, he was very, very good tonight. But, they're going to have to go with that, and they're going to have to do a better job protecting him so it doesn't come down to Gerke and an emergency quarterback because, Cade Apsay isn't the biggest, strongest guy out there, and he could get injured as well.
The one thing that I kind of noticed tonight was Colorado had a lot of trouble on the defensive side of the ball in the second half, making sure that they guarded guys like Cody Kessler, Juju Smith-Schuster. But overall, outside of that one long play to Smith-Schuster, I didn't really see anything that made me think that they kind of collapsed. It's been a very slow, gradual improvement, but the defense has been kind of what I would say the bright spot of these last few games. Is that something you'd agree with, Shep?
Colorado only lets up 27 points to one of the better teams in the Pac-12 South, USC. I'd count that as a victory for the defense. Unfortunately, the offense for Colorado wasn't able to score more than 27 points. But, they had a backup quarterback in there. The running backs really didn't get it going tonight. Patrick Carr had a solid game. But for the defense, Jim Leavitt's looking like an absolute mastermind at this point in the season. He is stopping some high-powered Pac-12 offenses with the Colorado defense. And really, a lot of guys on that Colorado defense are still out, guys like Ryan Moeller, Addison Gillum. So Colorado is making the most of what they have, and it's been pretty good.
Now, the issue that Colorado kind of has for the next couple games is there's not an easy game left on the schedule. And we kind of said that a few weeks ago after Oregon State there wasn't an easy game left on the schedule. So with Washington State and Utah, they are still talking bowl potential in those press conferences. And I don't know if that's coach speak or if that is a firm belief that they have the ability to do this. What do you guys think? Is it just kind of saying it for the cause of belief, or do you think that there is an active belief that this team can hang with programs like USC, like UCLA, and they just need one little thing to get over that hump and beat them?
Well, first of all, it's going to the bowl talk. It's something that as a coach you have to keep saying to your players. You have to give them that idea that there's still something to play for. And I don't believe that this Colorado team would kind of send it in, but you'll do anything you can to make sure they don't. So, if McIntyre wants to tell them that, he probably hopes that they don't go Google how many wins every team in the country is and count how many 6-win teams there already are. But, it's good to keep that hope alive. And when it comes to getting over that hump, it's one of those days something's going to have to click and they're going to have to make that play at the right time and win a game. It's going to have to be, for some reason they throw deep on that fourth down and it works. Mm-hmm. Cade Apsay drops the perfect ball into Devin Ross's hands and he goes for 6. It's those things, and one of these days it's gonna happen, and they'll realize what it takes and realize what they need to do. But I mean, it's happened so many times at this point where they weren't able to do it that you're starting to wonder if there is something you can look at. And every single time we try, it's just the coaches, the players say we don't know what it is. Nelson said. We just don't know what it is. We haven't done it yet, so we don't know what it is.
Shap, agree, disagree?
Yeah, Mac wouldn't actually even answer the questions about that fourth down play with Cade Apsay. So they're trying to figure it out, and I think they're having troubles figuring it out, as well as the media and the fans. But going back to the bowl thing, if Colorado finishes 6-7 and gets snubbed from a bowl, quote unquote, I think I can compare it towards the basketball team when they missed the tournament and made the NIT a few years ago, where next season it has something to build on, and they're playing angry, and they feel like they got snubbed. So if Colorado can get to 6 wins, which I think is a huge if, I think it's a huge thing for the program, and even if they get to 5, it's something where they can build on something. Whereas, they're going into the end of the season and the off season with 4 wins and 1 Pac-12 win. I think they're going to be a little bit disappointed, to be honest, especially because their lofty goals that they had in the preseason.